a lot of shit to cover, so let's get into it. Alright everybody, welcome to the new week of Lewd picks. There's a lot of news this week, a lot of good stuff. A lot of fighting game stuff actually. So, without further ado, I guess let's take a look at it. It's 8 PM, Central European Summertime, Sunday. So first piece of news over here, we got new fighter for Street Fighter V. It's Zeku, and it comes on October 24th, which is in 2 days. I am personally really excited for this character. Not really because I have a thing for ninjas. It's like, I don't know, I'm not too much of a ninja type of dude, but this ninja specifically is like this old ass blonde dude with sideburns, and that's pretty fucking legit. I don't think I've ever seen design like this, or it's been a while, because sideburns like this were common in the 90s of anime, and that's been a long time ago. So I'm glad to see this again. Also, not only does he look pretty cool, and his moveset looks interesting, he can also change forms, and he changes into fucking Strider Hiryu, or at least he looks a lot like him, with the red scarf and all that. And that's an entirely new moveset, so I'm interested. But best of all, his musical theme is probably the best thing Street Fighter V has ever seen to date. Like the Frosty Boulevard, the jazzy, swingy music is pretty fucking good. That's been my favorite up to this point. But man, the new funky ninja track is great. So I'm really looking forward to this character. I'm definitely gonna be buying it on Tuesday. I'm gonna give it a shot. Not sure if I'm gonna stream it because I'm not like this insane pro that does just picks a character and immediately understands what to do with him. So I'm probably just gonna give it a shot like off stream. I'm gonna stream something else on Tuesday, but I'm definitely interested in this guy. He looks great. Zeku looks fucking awesome. So yeah, this looks awesome. I cannot say anything negative about this. Also, the alternative costumes for this guy look pretty cool. So yeah, that's about it for Street Fighter. Now, there's been some announcements for BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle Assault version 2.0, or well, no, scratch the version 2.0. The game is not out even. Anyway, there's been some new characters announced. From BlazBlue, there's Noel Vermillion, from Persona 4, Chie Satonaka, and from, I guess that's Melty Blood? Oh no, Under Night in Birth. I keep mixing those two games up all the time. Waldstein. Also Ruby Rose and Weiss. People say Schnee, but I get a feeling it's supposed to be Schnee. Either way, it's supposed to be Snow White in German, so whatever. That's from the show Ruby. Like I said previously, on the previous week, I'm not really too excited for this game, personally, because I don't have that much of a affinity for BlazBlue and Uniel and Ruby, so it's like, whatever, man. It looks cool, looks alright. I just hope that people pick it up and do something interesting with it, because, you know, it's a tag battle fighting game, so there's gonna be some really crazy potential there. Yeah, I think this could be interesting. But I'll leave other people to, I guess, analyze and make the final assessment. I personally, for example, don't really like this stage, because like the idea is great because I like Persona 4, but the stage is so busy and it's kind of hard to see what the characters are doing. I'm not really feeling it, but I'm sure Chie Satonaka like specifically will be will please many fans of Persona 4 for sure. As for Waldstein, I don't know what the popularity is for characters from Uniel, so I don't know. Ruby Rose and Weiss Schnee, or Schnee, look good. Are they in this trailer? Oh, they're not. Ooh. I guess that's a later trailer. Here's one. But like I said, I don't want to spend too much time on every piece of news, because there's a bunch. So, there's more news for BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle. The platforms have been announced: PS4, Switch, and PC. 2018. Did I talk about this? No, I don't think so. There's from BlazBlue, Rachel and Hazama, and Weiss Schnee from Ruby. She looks pretty awesome, actually. I like the translation to the 2D fighting game schematic and stuff. Oops. Whoa, that was scary. It was loud. I never really looked into any of the Ruby YouTube show, but characters like Vice really make me reconsider. Maybe I should check it out. I've seen like 1 or 2 videos years ago, but it wasn't enough for me to like follow it stuff. But this really is making me reconsider, and I guess that's the most important thing about like franchise crossovers. You want to raise awareness of each franchise, and you know the same thing that was like with Street Fighter Cross Tekken. So, and now with Tekken having characters from King of Fighters and well, I guess Elisa is new. Well, so King of Fighters, there's the crossover. Also, and Akuma from Street Fighter, of course, how could I forget? Basically, that's the main thing you want to do, raise awareness of each franchise. It's like a win-win situation, so that's cool. I think it works pretty well. I'm really interested to see what's the next character for Tekken, you know? That's the fighting game I care about the most right now, so yeah, I'm a bit biased there. I still am waiting for Judge Dredd to be in some fighting game. Like, Injustice 2 would be the perfect fucking game for Judge Dredd. And the crossover between Judge Dredd and DC is... There's a bunch of crossovers with that, so... that could work pretty well. Alright, so... this weekend was camera looks good. This weekend was the stage for Toshinsai 2017. I think it's like a continuation of the Togeki tournaments. It's like a super crazy tournament that's like one game, first to one game, just a single elimination. So you play one game, if you lose, that's it, you're out of the tournament, it's over. There's like 8 million games that's being played. There's been an English stream on Anime Illuminati, which is Juna, the guy who translates all these streams with Daigo Umehara on the Daigo the Beast channel. He's a pretty cool guy. Usually when he commentates, he's really chill and just enjoyable to listen to. But you know, when it comes to his own streams, he's a bit of a douche. But you know, it's a kind of he's a very charming and charismatic person, so you can't really hate him. He's a really cool guy. He provided with a bunch of other people like 2D Jazz, also known as Majin Obama, and Jay, and also there was Guyman. These guys provided the English commentary for like Guilty Gear, Blaze Blue, and all sorts of other things that I have never heard about, like Magician's Dead. That's an interesting arcade game. Anyway, I'm super getting sidetracked. Toshinsai is a cool tournament. Check it out on some stream archives if you wanna. Anime Illuminati is the stream. I'm gonna probably put it in the YouTube description. And there'll be some news. It's like Blade Strangers it's supposed to was playable at Toshinsai. Now Blade Strangers is interesting because it has a bunch of characters from some kind of weird games you wouldn't expect to have fighting game of. So there's Curly from Cave Story. That's probably the highlight here for most of you. Now then there's this platformer. It's pretty kind of a very niche in the West. Umihara Kawase. It's like a 2D platformer puzzle thing with a grappling hook. It's really interesting. It's a very hard puzzle game, and it has kind of storied history, and it had remakes for the PS Vita and I think also PS4, but I'm not 100% sure about that. It's definitely on the Vita, I know that for sure. The remake looks pretty good. If you like 2D platformers with the grappling hooks, definitely check out Umihara Kawase. And then Kodo Princess. That was originally released on the 3DS, but since then it had the PC release. I don't know, I can't vouch for the quality of this game, but you know, it looks good, if you get my meaning. I'm gonna open some screenshots here. So this is the character from Code of Princess. Yeah. I guess you have an idea what the main draw of that game is, maybe. I don't know. The game looks to be pretty poverty as for regulations of anime fighting games, but it's probably gonna have some pretty crazy mechanics, as usual. Like when you look at the interface and stuff, it looks pretty basic and stuff, but when it comes to anime fighting games, the main draw is the 2D sprite art, the animations, and crazy mechanics. You can see the heat up here, the gauge and stuff. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be at least a lot of fun. It's probably not gonna get like a crazy esports scene or anything like that. But as far as I know, I didn't check, but it's supposed to be on Switch too, so Switch is gathering kind of a decent library of fighting games. Yeah, Switch, PlayStation 4, and PC. Yeah, those are good platforms for fighting games, for sure. A lot of people kept saying that they want the fighting game for Switch so they could play on the go and like lab it up and whatever. So I'm only glad to see this. There's no reason not to do that, I suppose. Okay, that's enough for Blade Strangers. More announcements. Alright, here we go. Dragon Ball FighterZ. A lot of people said that Nappa is not relevant anymore and stuff, but you can't possibly have a Dragon Ball FighterZ fighting game and just not have Nappa in it. I'm a bit surprised about Captain Ginyu, but considering his special power, which is body switch, it makes sense that they would add someone like that into the roster. Now, there have been people who asked for like Raccoon, which is like this mohawk having dude, and Jace, which is this red dude with this crazy white hair. But those are really like really side characters. They're part of the team of Captain Ginyu, so I'm not surprised to see they still might make it. Raccoon is an assist, so he's an assist, right? So there's Goku, Krillin, Vegeta, Ginyu, Frieza, Cell, right? So Raccoon is an assist or some sort of special move of Ginyu. That makes sense. Everything looks great, man. I'm really excited for Dragon Ball FighterZ. I'm just still waiting for the announcement of Pigtail Videl and maybe Chi-Chi. I would like to see those two characters, because God knows this game needs more female characters. Here we go, Jace. That's cool. There have been some more information about the story mode and stuff, and it seems to be very inspired by Budokai 3, the single-player story mode, which I am very happy about, because it had this RPG element where you raise your stats, like defense, special moves, and basic attacks, and all that stuff, and HP. And not only that, but there seems to be like a choice and consequence type of thing for the story mode. You have like this crazy like a Final Fantasy Tactics overworld map where you have like these points of interest, and you travel between them, and time passes, and some shit happens, and you get to decide which event you want to tackle. You have this limited time. I'm really interested in all of that. I don't think there's any screenshots about that in these menus or in this gallery, fortunately. I'm really excited for Nappa though. Nappa is fucking cool. Like he's this really basic goon at the start of the Saiyan saga, but I think he is just a really charismatic villain, considering how kind of dumb he is. And it seems like he's going to be summoning the Cybermen. So here we have the canonical Cybermen killing Yamcha. Yeah. They know exactly what they're doing. Arc System Works know exactly what they're doing here. Cannot wait for this shit, and it's gonna be so awesome. Man, what's with all these vomit beams? It's kind of weird, right? Here's the Shadow Goku from the story mode. Oh, here we go. So this looks like a result screen. I cannot read this shit, but here we got Zenny. I know what that is. Totaru something. That's way too many strokes for me to read. Seems like some experience points, yeah. You got HP bar and different HP pools. Interesting. Yeah, what else do we have here? I think that some people did translate some of these menus, but I did not gather those pictures, unfortunately. So this looks like the battle lounge type of thing, or tournament, I guess. Batoru Ruru. Battle rule? So here's a sneak peek to the story mode cutscenes. I guess the cutscenes are going to look very similar to the Guilty Gear stuff. But there's also going to be gameplay, which I welcome. Oh, here we go. So that's what I talked about, the Final Fantasy Tactics style overworld map. Here we got certain events. You travel between them, and time's supposed to pass. Yeah, turn. Down. So this is like 16 turn. So we got battle events, we got levels. I'm interested. This looks awesome. The enemies don't always have 3 people on their team. It's also cool. You can get a Dragon Ball off of this fight, probably. Yeah. Yep, I think this is gonna be awesome. I mean, there's little doubt that this looks like items or skills. Skills, okay, it says skill over here. So you're gonna be gathering skills. This is like a passive bonus to power. Yeah, something like that. You get 3 slots. 80 possible things. It's either you're gonna have 3 of them, or you may be able to upgrade them. It seems like 3 of them. And then you have team customization. Yeah, okay. All this looks pretty glorious. Also, there's supposed to be multiple stories. Like there's this Bulma side story and Frieza side story, if I remember right. You get dialogue options? Wow. All this looks very, very promising. I cannot wait. I kinda get the feeling the game looks better than it did. Some of these screenshots look a little bit better than I remember. I feel like, from the beta that I played. I did play the beta. It was great. Alright, let's move on. Let's move on. It's been way too much. Way too much time. There's one more picture over here. That's the announcement. I think there's been announced the release date. It's supposed to be, oh yeah, February 2018 in North America and Europe. Yeah. I think Japan is supposed to get this game a couple weeks earlier, but it's not too crazy, so it should be fine. Now, a topic that I really want to discuss here. I really want to make a whole video about this, but I guess I'll do that later. The thing is, Dissidia Final Fantasy NT has released its Western box art, and it's fucking ugly as shit. I mean, okay, it's not completely terrible, but man, oh man. What is wrong with Western box art always being this boring ass 3D renders of multiple characters? I don't understand. You have this perfectly beautiful artwork of a logo with the name of the game and the subtitle. If you had like a black background and only this logo, I would fucking be pleased as hell. That's perfect. This perfectly fine logo. But no, you have to put these boring CG renders being boring. I'm not impressed. And it's not the first time this has happened. Usually the Japanese box art has like this beautiful, like, conceptual art, like actual artwork, and the Western box art is usually some sort of weird mishmash of bunch of things. It's like a sensory overload, and it's just stupid. Prime example is like the difference between Demon Souls box arts and Dark Souls box arts. Look it up, it's crazy. I'm probably gonna make a video about it because I just cannot believe this is still happening, man. Fortunately, this day and age, we sometimes get reversible box arts which have something better. Like the Final Fantasy 15, for example, has a reversible box art with the Final Fantasy key logo, so that's cool. But man, I'm not impressed. This shit is still happening. And I'm pissed. I'm gonna make a video about this. Whew, anyway. Oh yeah, so there's... I guess Dissidia is considered a fighting game nowadays, so I guess this is still the fighting block news. So the next Chaos Code I think was released, yeah, New Sign of Catastrophe was released earlier, I think this year on PC and PS4. And there's supposed to be, I guess, new version of Chaos Code. There's been a trailer or something at the Toshin site. I know absolutely nothing about this game, but as far as I know, it's supposed to be, well, okay, it's FK Digital I don't know if that's the publisher or developer, but I thought it had something to do with Arc System Works. Maybe not. Either way, it's another anime fighting game with some crazy mechanics. You can see all the bars everywhere. It looks flashy as heck. Like I said, I don't know anything about this, but more fighting games are never bad fighting games. I think. I don't think we're at the point of like a oversaturation of fighting games. I guess maybe there's maybe too many anime fighting games, but you know, this is very Japanese specific release, so I guess it's fine. Speaking of new games, there's this new fighting game based on the franchise of Million Arthur, which is a Japanese mobile game franchise by Square Enix, and they're taking all the characters and putting them in a fighting game. Now, I'm not sure about any of these mechanics. I did see the trailer when it was live. There's no link for the trailer here, unfortunately, so we have only this one picture. But, you know, it's Square Enix, so it's gonna have decent production values, I suppose. And they care about these characters a lot because they make a lot of money. So you can bet that the animations are going and the sprites are going to look good, at the very least. Now it seems like there's some sort of 3 assist things. Now there's some 5 bars on something. There's more bars for like an EX thing. It looks kind of crazy. Now I don't know much about Million Arthur. I did play one of those games on my phone a little bit, but my phone was a little bit too shitty to work well with it, so I don't know. There seems to be a guest character, Lisa, from Seiken Densetsu 3, which is a game that was never released in the West. It's a sequel to Secret of Mana, in Japan known as Seiken Densetsu 2. So yeah, I guess this is really not a game with mass market in mind, like at all, probably. But I think this has a chance of getting a console release. I think this only talks about arcade, countrywide location test, so that's pretty arcade specific, yeah. I guess when there's more like a gameplay footage, I guess we'll take a look at it. I'm kinda interested in this. This looks pretty okay. We'll see. It's been just announced, so there's not much information there. And I guess that's it for the fighting games. It's already been almost half an hour. I think we should be okay in time. I really want to keep it under 1 hour. So this game is a surprise to me. Fucking Full Metal Panic game. I did not see this coming, because Full Metal Panic is a pretty old ass anime. Now there may have been some new thing with this anime. I don't know. I don't really follow anime nowadays, but Full Metal Panic I really enjoyed back in the day. Kaname Chidori is definitely the best example of tsundere archetype I've ever seen. Period. I cannot think of a better tsundere type. Because nowadays, when I see tsundere, I'm like, man, this shit again. It's like with the smug lolly thing. It's like, man, again? But Kaname Chidori, she's good. She's okay in my book. And this is supposed to be like a strategy RPG in the vein of Super Robot Wars. By the same devs. So this should be pretty fucking awesome. Although, I gotta say, it's been a long time since I watched the anime, so I pretty much forgot all about the robots specific to this franchise, and Sagara Sosuke and all that stuff. But I guess the biggest thing about this is that they want to probably inject some more personality into the story and plot of this this gameplay. Because Super Robot Wars is all about like all these merging of all these franchises together. There have been some Evangelions in Super Robot Wars, so that's cool. But the story always is kind of all over the place because you need to like gel all these franchises together. So I guess it's a bit of a trouble doing that. But if you have like a set IP like Full Metal Panic, I guess you could do some pretty cool story with the gameplay of Super Robot Wars. Now I'm not really a story guy, as you well know. But, you know, considering this is Super Robot Taisen, I think this could be very interesting. And I keep saying this, god damn. Although, I guess that makes sense, because I only pick the news that are interesting to me. So I guess, if I find the news interesting, it only makes sense, right? Fullmetal Panic. Alright. This will probably not be released in the West. Release is planned for 2018. But there is a chance of an Asian English release, which you can get from like Play Asia or some import sites, which is like the which is like the Hong Kong or Taiwan version, but it has English subtitles with Japanese voice acting, which is like the perfect scenario for a game like this. The last Super Robot Taisen, I think it was called Moon Dwellers, had release like this, so you can get it in English. That's awesome. For the PS4, obviously. Okay. Final Fantasy 15. There's supposed to be a multiplayer expansion. There's like a 2-week delay or something like that. The reason specified, I guess, optimization and balancing, something like that. I'm pretty interested in this because I did enjoy Final Fantasy 15 a lot, and the hunts are easily one of the most fun parts of the entire game. Now, I don't know how well this is gonna work in multiplayer. There has been a beta test, but I didn't have my PS4 ready at that time, or I did not get invited, or whatever. I didn't take part, and I also didn't look at it, like a footage. If there was any, there may have been an NDA on it because it was closed beta test. So I don't know, but I'm very much interested in this. At the same time, you are not forced to play through the content and all these hunts in multiplayer. You can do it in single player with AI like compatriots, so that's cool. I'm always up for more hunts in this game. I really enjoyed the battle system. It's not like anything too crazy, and it's not there to be like for, I don't know, like level 1 runs and like crazy challenges and stuff. I don't think. It's flashy, it's fun, it's good enough for me. I'm gonna take a look at this for sure. Currently, I'm taking a break from Final Fantasy 15 since I finished it. I did not do the post game or anything like that because I'm waiting. There's supposed to be like an update, free update, which is supposed to do something with the hunts, like raising capacity, presumably so you can take more than one hunt at a time, which is kind of annoying. So I want to clean that up, but I'm waiting for that update, and I got other things to do. So I think this is fine. Very much interested in this. I want to use the katana. I think there's supposed to be a katana weapon category, and you are supposed to be able to create a female character. So you know we are going to look at that. I'm excited for this. Lost Dimension for PC launches on October 30th. Now this would be really cool, but unfortunately it still doesn't have Japanese voice acting. That's one of the biggest reasons why I didn't pick this up back when it first released on the Vita. I think like 2 or 3 years ago. So that's kind of a bummer. This game is pretty cool and interesting because it's supposed to be kind of like a strategy RPG from the camera perspective, similar to like Valkyria Chronicles. But there's like this random factor of there being a traitor in your team. And you always need to like and you basically just need to find the traitor. Now I don't know exactly what the traitor does and what happens if you picked poorly or whatever, but it's a Japanese strategy RPG. So there's a couple things there's bound to happen. There's gonna be cool mechanics. It's gonna be deep as fuck. It could be hard. It could be really easy depending on how they balance stuff or how you can break the game. But that's up to you to find, so that's always a cool thing to happen. And the aspect of investigation and finding the traitor is very unique, and I don't really remember seeing that in any other game like this. So I'm pretty glad this game has made it to PC because the Vita version was not great. The frame rate was fucking garbage, and the loading times were also pretty bad. But the graphical, the art direction and the 3D style really lends itself well to a high resolution remaster like this, or a port. So, I don't know, this will be very cool. I'm very much interested in this. Yeah. It's gonna be $25, which is, I think, okay. With a 40% launch discount, 40% launch discount? Whoa. That's pretty crazy. That is a very good price. You know, it's an SRPG with the replayable value, so... or replay value, so I think it's a pretty good proposition. Though it's Ghostlight, so it's probably gonna be a very basic port. It's gonna work though, I can guarantee that. Alright, now we're getting into some cool stuff. Dynasty Warriors 9 details a couple more characters, among which is my favorite. Well, okay, there's also... I can't remember what's the Japanese pronunciation of this name. So I guess I'll just say Jiazu. Hideo Ishikawa, it's a cool voice actor too. This guy looks awesome. I really like this guy's... I like this guy's kind of his jib. It's awesome. But most importantly... Lumeng, or Mong, also known as Ryomo. This guy is pretty fucking awesome. I mean, look at this guy. If I was in a fucking Dynasty Warriors game, I would like to look like this. Long hair, facial hair, awesome. The color scheme is awesome. This guy is one of my favorite characters of Dynasty Warriors franchise. Also, I like the high color, pretty cool. I think they detailed some more mechanics for the game. Now I'm skipping through this because I actually don't want to know much about the game itself, because I definitely want to play this and I want to know as little as possible, while also covering the news. So that's kind of interesting, I guess. Let's take a look at this map screen. I like maps. So Dynasty Warriors 9 is probably the biggest thing about this game is that it's open world. So yeah, I'm very, very excited for this. This could be very, very cool. Also, this sets the precedent for Samurai Warriors open world game, and now that's... Woo! Sengoku Musou, open world, with Tachibana Gincho. Fuck. I want that. With possible, like a possible alternate outfit from Nioh for Gincho. I'm in. And October 26th, there's supposed to be the Japanese release date announced. When I first saw this headline, I was like, whoa, it comes out already in a week? That's impossible. And yeah, it's an announcement of an announcement. So yeah, we'll know more next week. Tune in next week to find out the Japanese release. And I expect the Western release to be not too much later after this one. It's probably gonna be like 3 or 4 months at most. It would be very cool if they managed to do like a simultaneous release or like a week difference, but I don't know, man. It's probably not gonna happen. Let's go ahead, Tecmo. They always take their time with localizations. Now, I want to cover this very briefly. Sword Art Online Hollow Realization is coming to PC. Now, I'm not personally too excited about like Sword Art Online, but the games are pretty good. If you're into the single-player offline MMO type of thing, these games are really good. I played a bit of a Hollow Fragment on the Vita, and that was a very good fit. And every single like sequel of this franchise has been changing up the gameplay and or improving on the basic premise of the offline MMO. So Lost Song is like more of a action game, action hunting game, and the Hollow Realization is again back like the tab-based MMO with the combat system. I don't know, you could probably sink a lot of time into this, and you don't even have to like Kirito or anything like that, so I think that's pretty cool. And you get a bunch of waifus with you, so I mean, what's to hate? What's to hate? I mean, I guess you could hate Kirito still. Although I think you can create your own character in some of these games. Not sure about this one though. Don't really mark my words or anything like that. Yeah, I'm not sure about the story and plot. But these games are more about the plot. I mean, the gameplay. So that's the most important thing. But most importantly, why I want to bring this up is that it has a PC version, and I was not expecting that, and I'm very happy to see that. The more Japanese RPGs on Steam, the fucking better. I'm still waiting for Resonance of Fate and Valkyrie Profile and all that other stuff I talked about last week. So all this sets a good precedent. Now, This really pains me because I am not a Nintendo guy and I do not have a Switch and I'm not planning on owning a Switch ever. But there's supposed to be some sort of Shin Megami Tensei HD project that's set for, I guess, Switch. The news will happen at 23rd, which is, I guess, tomorrow or in 2 days. Yeah, I have no idea what this is. Maybe like a remake of the first Shin Megami Tensei game. I don't know. I'm very sad that Shin Megami Tensei now is like probably fully on Nintendo platforms. I would like to see any SMT game on any other platform that I own. Very selfish of me, I know, but you know, it's always been on PlayStation, so, well, not always, but for a long time it's been on PlayStation, so at the very least I would like to see Devil Summoner, Raido Kuzunohara remasters on like PC and PS4, that'd be cool. There's another thing with Shin Megami Tensei SMT. There's this free download of a PC release, like this action platformer where you take control of Jack Frost. I played a little bit of this, and it's pretty cool. It's an extremely well detailed 2D platformer. The pixel art and animations are fucking top notch. It's fully in Japanese, but it's totally playable. You don't need to know anything in Japanese. You also get this nice little feature where they tell you the controls. It's easy to read by. I played this game on my arcade stick, so you can figure it out. It's super easy. I highly recommend checking this out if you have like an hour to kill. There are some pretty cool mechanics in this too. There's like this tag system with Jack-o'-lantern, which like picks you up and you can float and cast different magic. Considering for what it is, it's very good. Also, the music's pretty fucking awesome. I highly recommend checking this out if you got some time to kill. I'm not sure what this is supposed to be. It's, I guess, some sort of promotion of SMT license, like awareness spreading type of thing. I don't know. Now, PlayStation Japan YouTube channel teases true end of century RPG for PS4 and Vita. I have literally no idea what this is, but it looks pretty cool. I mean, the scenery is fucking Evangelion 100%. Like the vibe of the end of the world. I have this big thing for end of the world scenarios, so this landscape is awesome. I don't know about the red tank, but could be cool. Any RPG in post-apocalyptic setting is something I'm interested in immediately, especially if it's Japanese made. Now, we don't know if this is like a DRPG or JRPG or some other type of RPG, but I like the aesthetic. I like doom and gloom stuff. Now, there's always the risk of being these things always being too anime, but it seems like there's this focus on vehicular, I guess, combat maybe? We got solar tanks here. Yeah. I am intrigued. Oh, I don't remember this. There's this edgy guy with 2 swords. I guess it is a Japanese game after all. So I guess that's nothing to be surprised about. You get this logo, and then End of the World RPG. Well, and there's the map in the background. Yeah. All will be revealed on October 26th, so there's something to look forward to next week, I suppose. Now, Demon Gaze 2 has a new trailer. I did not look at it. I do know what to expect, but the reason why I'm bringing this up is that Demon Gaze has been like this. Okay, start again. Demon Gaze 1 on the Vita is like this really cool and very accessible DRPG, like a first-person tile-based dungeon crawling RPG, where you create your characters and create your perfect party composition, get into a dungeon and get killed utterly and completely, repeatedly, and it's fun. It's awesome. The music's great. It's using a lot of like Vocaloid stuff. So if you like Hatsune Miku and this kind of thing, the music is very similar to that, but with this like a fantasy vibe. Now with Demon Gaze 2, there are some changes. There seems to be a bigger focus on the story and characters, which I never like to hear because I am a gameplay first kind of person, obviously. But the developers behind this game, Experience, they call themselves Experience Inc. And these guys make some really good JRPGs. And I did not know that they actually are animating the sprites in the battle. That's awesome. I like to see that. I don't need to see that. Like, I'm totally fine with the JRPG sprites being just stationary and not moving. Give your demon some DLC? What does that mean? That looks very suspicious, and I like it. Anyway, so there's this bigger focus on story and characters, which could be good or bad, depending on how it turns out. But Experience, they're kind of a mixed bag when it comes to their characters. Sometimes the characters are like really funny, and sometimes they're really annoying. Sometimes they're both at the same time, so I guess we'll see. I'm very interested. I'm definitely gonna be playing this for sure, because I love Demon Gaze 1. And Demon Gaze 2 has this post-release DLC, which is all about this, I guess, reincarnation of, or incarnation of Yagyu Jubei. Of course, the Jubei in this game is female, so I like to see that, obviously. Eye Patch Lady is always good, so I'm really excited about it. There's a bunch of mechanics in Demon Gaze that are really good. I don't want to get into it right now because we're already almost at the 50 minutes mark. There's some other stuff I want to talk about. I might make a video about Demon Gaze 1 and 2, because this is really my thing. I like the RPGs, and Demon Gaze is one of the best I've played, because it was very accessible for newcomers, and it also could be very hard if you so desire. So, I'm all in. It's supposed to come out at November 14th and 17th in Europe, PS4 and Vita. Yeah, this probably wouldn't be a great stream game, because it's a first-person tile-based JRPG, and there's probably gonna be a lot of dialogues. But yeah, maybe I'll stream it. I would love to stream this, but I have no idea how much interest I could gather with this thing. I guess this is one of those games that's better played than watched, probably. I see you guys in chat making jokes about the name Demon Gaze. Anyway, now this thing. Speaking of JRPGs, Hyakki Castle on the PC, November 15th. This game is extremely interesting to me. I'm gonna go full screen for this shit, because this is like Nioh becoming a JRPG. And you know how much I fucking love Nioh, right? And you know how much I like JRPGs. And this is exactly that. I really want to play this. This came out of nowhere. I had absolutely no idea this is a thing. But it looks beautiful. I mean, it looks like an indie game, like low budget. But I think it looks beautiful. Because I'm a fucking sucker for Japanese aesthetic, Japanese demons, and folklore, and the period of Sengoku Jidai. And this, I think this is supposed to also be turn-based. I'm not sure, maybe it's a real time. I would prefer, you got the Onmaraki, nice. Real-time dungeon RPG, I would prefer turn-based. So I suppose this is, I guess this is the same engine as Grimrock? We got the, all the bosses from Nioh are here. We got the fucking Wheel Monk, Onyudo, you got the Revenants. Beautiful, man. I wanna play this so fucking much. This looks awesome. The menus are beautiful. Oh no. Oh man, this is gonna suck. All these traps and shit. We got the one-eyed demon. Split into two parties. Whoa, that's interesting. That, I don't think that was in Grimrock, was it? I don't think it was. You get double view. Damn, that's very cool. We got some Silent Hill monsters as well. Yeah, it's like all of the monsters you met in Nioh are here. And it seems like it's gonna be like some sort of demon castle. Ooh. Yeah, this looks awesome. This came out of nowhere, and I think this looks amazing. Comes out on November 15th on Steam by the devs of publisher HappyNet and developer Asakusa Studios. I have no idea who these people are, but they got my attention. Now this game, I desperately hope this will receive some sort of Asian English version. City Shrouded in Shadow. This here is supposed to be, I'm gonna go full screen as well, because this is gonna be very cool. If you know me, you know exactly why this is cool. This is supposed to be like a, if you guys seen the movie Cloverfield, this is supposed to be like a Cloverfield simulator, from the point of view of a civilian. Basically, there's this big ass monster attacking the city, and you are a simple citizen trying to survive. And that sounds absolutely fucking awesome. And there's shitload of fucking monsters in this game, including angels and Evangelion robots from Neon Genesis Evangelion. Right here. Do you see that shit? You see that shit? That's, oops, that's Eva 01. Look at this shit. I wanna play this so fucking much. I love movies like Cloverfield and Godzilla and all this stuff, but for the specific reason of seeing these big ass living creatures rampaging in a city amongst the buildings and skyscrapers, from the point of view from the ground floor, from the point of view of a citizen. That excites me so much, and there's a freaking game about this. I wanna play this so much. I cannot believe what I'm seeing. This is like the most creative and unique game I've seen thus far, like in years. I don't know how is it exactly going to work. How is the story going to work? Because I guess there's going to be like an RNG thing with all these different monsters. I wanna go back to the Evangelion fucking shit, because that's straight out of Evangelion, like the specific event. Well, where the Eva holds the AD field from the descending angel. This shit right here. Like there's this cutscene going on in the background. Oh my god, look at this shit! There's drama happening as this other. Oh my god, I'm gasming right now. This is maximum nerdgasm. This is like when you see the rebuild of Evangelion, the main event is the Eva fighting the angel. But in this game, there's a side event. You are part of a different event, and there's this crazy shit happening in the background. Man, this is gonna be so awesome. It's Mecha Godzilla, fucking Ghidorah, Ultraman. There's so much cool stuff in this. And if they really handle it well, they could portray some real ass drama, and like the real horror of these things attacking the city. Get these multiple choices too. On a horse below Godzilla. Oh my god, this looks so sick. This looks so sick, man. God damn, it kind of reminds me of Michigan Report from Hell, because there was also like from the point of view of a reporter with a camera, but that game was way less ambitious, I suppose. It was kind of similar though. I guess it's the most similar thing to this game, probably. I didn't really check all the list of the voice actors, but there's definitely going to be some high-profile stuff there. Maybe I'll cover this more in depth in some video, because I want this game to be. I want this game to get exposure, because this is so interesting. And The only place that I heard about this game was Gematsu. Nowhere else, nobody else talks about this. Maybe Silicon Era, but that's about it. Fucking nobody knows about this. Now, admittedly, this is a very Japanese game, but I think this game has a huge appeal for the Western audiences. Even though you don't know who the fuck Ultraman is and all the variations of Ultraman, you still probably would be interested in this, right? I mean, this looks awesome. And it's very unique. So I'm all about this shit. Whew. City shrouded in shadow. I'm gonna wait a couple months for like a possible Asian English release or like a localization, and then I'm probably just gonna import this. Because this looks amazing. Simply amazing. Alright, now we get... Let's go back to some more basic stuff. Which is, in this case, some fanservice-y stuff. So, the developer NIS, Nippon Ichi Software, are making their own, like a princess... whatchamacallit? Princess Maker game. Where you get to pick between 4 princesses, and you will notice that the art direction for the UI is very similar to another high-profile game that released earlier this year in the West. For example, if you look at this heart, it looks almost completely exactly like Persona 5. The expression of this character's face, the pop art, like texture, it looks exactly the same. Now, I'm okay with people copying UI of Persona 5 because that UI is beautiful and amazing. But I'm not sure if it fits this fantasy setting, and it's a little bit on the nose and a little bit too obvious that it's nicking the style so closely, right? Even the pop art, I'm really... I mean, I guess. It looks alright. Now the bigger problem, of course, is that... Let me blow this up a little bit. Now the bigger problem is that... Well, I guess it's not so bad. This character, this blonde eye patch character, is like... You know my stance on lollies, right? She looks like a lolly, but not necessarily. She looks pretty thick, and she has the eye patch and stuff, so... Maybe she's just flat. That would be acceptable. As we'll see, obviously each princess will represent some sort of like vice or virtue, or both, and you'll get to choose between them. So I expect this to be like a mix between Princess Maker and Makaishin Trillion, which was like a it was like a racing simulator, and the gameplay part. So this is management part, and the gameplay takes form of a roguelike or a mystery dungeon type of RPG. So they could be cool, but Trillion Destroyer had this problem of the gameplay. The mystery dungeon part was really simple, and there was nothing interesting about it. There was no challenge. There was not much of a reason to do those things. And then the boss encounter was also kind of weak. The management aspect was alright, but there were too many characters, so the focus was spread too thin. Now, if you have 4 characters and some sort of overarching story that doesn't have just one boss that you have to like whittle down its HP over the course of the 4 characters, I think this could work better. My hope is that the management aspects are deep and that the roguelike mystery dungeon aspect is interesting enough to warrant the gameplay, I guess. With 4 characters, I think there's a good chance. There's a good chance this game is going to be very, very cool. And the UI looks very nice, although a little bit too similar to Persona 5, I guess. I'm hoping this is going to get a Western release, but I don't know, man. These games are not too popular, especially if we will be able to like punish or motivate the girls, you know. Though we did get Criminal Girls 1 and 2 in the West. It's possible. Now, last week we talked about Star Ocean Last Hope, the PC version and the Western launch. So the Western launch has been confirmed. It's gonna be on PC via Steam on November 28th for $20. I think that's a very good price for a JRPG that's like a... when I first played the game, it took me about 60 hours to complete. I did fuck around a lot, so maybe it's a bit shorter game, maybe it's a bigger game, I don't know. Definitely, I would recommend this game. I think it's a very good action JRPG, especially now with the improved graphics and the stable frame rate. I definitely think this warrants a look, especially at this price. So we have the release date and confirmation for the Steam release. Also, I have to say that Remy, this girl right here, she's good, man. She's like this really basic default looking girl, but I kinda like it because I can't remember when was the last time I've seen a JRPG with a brown hair character with brown eyes. I can remember. I think it's very unusual. Considering how plain the design is, it's very unusual, so I deeply appreciate that. Also, important thing to point out, she has butt physics. So there's something to be said about that too. I'm trying to see if there's a picture of the elf lady. There isn't. Oh well. Yeah, this news. We're already at the 1 hour mark. I guess I don't want to really talk about this too much, but I do want to touch upon this. I just want to say, EA shuts down Visceral Games. So you probably heard about this already, because it was like the start of the week. And yeah, it's such a sadness. But for me, I'm surprised it took this long to happen. You know, because Visceral Games haven't done anything interesting for a long time. Because EA put them to Battlefield Hardline, which is like, why the fuck would you do that? Visceral Games are good at single-player games, and they are very good at horror games. So let's put them and make them make the new Battlefield. That's like cops and robbers. That makes no fucking sense. It's such a sadness, but maybe some of the devs will find work in other places where they will be able to do things they actually want to do. That's the hope here. I am personally planning on doing a Dead Space 2 run very soon in honor of Visceral Games, because Dead Space 1 and 2 are some of the best games, some of my favorite games of all time. And I have played through Dead Space 1 and 2 many times. Doing the hardcore challenge in Star Wars. I see Star Wars. Doing the hardcore challenge in Dead Space 2 was a lot of fun, so I want to repeat that on the PC, on stream of course. So we can expect to happen. I was hoping for this month, but I want to play through Doom first. We'll see how that goes. Definitely soon. And that's my way of thanking Visceral Games for that amazing IP they created. You will be sorely missed. Guess nothing else needs to be said. And final piece of news is Dragon's Crown Pro delayed to February 8th. That's like a 2-week release, 2-week delay. That's the Japanese release. So I don't know if and when this is gonna get released in the West, but I think it's a pretty safe bet to say that this is going to be released in the West eventually. Quick skimming through these. It's gonna have both an English and Japanese voices, but there's no mention of text. So maybe if you import the Japanese version, there's going to be English text. It's possible, but not certain, because we'll have to wait a bit longer. Let's check out the trailer. I'm interested in this. Admittedly, this is not my favorite Vanillaware game, that being Muramasa. I'm waiting for that remaster. That's gonna be awesome. But I can't hate this, because this is one of those. This is definitely the most replayable Vanillaware game, I think. And also, if this was on Steam, with the co-op. It's a perfect fit. They gotta release this in the West for Steam. They gotta do it. They gotta do it, man. They gotta. I'm giving it like a month or two until they announce the date for PC. Or at least the PS4 in the West. Oh, there's crossplay between all three platforms. That's interesting. Although I guess that means that the PS4, that the Dragon's Crown Pro will not have any new content. It's going to be just straight up remaster. There's not gonna be anything new. I'm not saying it needs anything new because there's a lot of post-game you can go through. You can play this game forever. Similarly to like a Nioh. And the Japanese version has this gamebook thing going on. Whoa, look at this art! Oh man, this is new art, I think. Are there screenshots? Let's take a look. So there is a game book, like the fighting fantasy thing. Choose your own adventure type of thing. Yeah, this is pretty game book-ish. Very cool. Well, I hope this gets released in the West. Would be a shame if not. Would be a shame if not. This remains to be seen. And I guess that's it for this week's news. So I guess this time I will not forget to thank you all guys for watching. I like this episode very much. There's been many positive and good news, and a lot of good news. I will try to. I want to make a new. I'm going to make a video about the city shrouded in shadow. I'll make a video about the discrepancies between Western and Japanese box arts, and maybe some other stuff. But yeah, that's it for now. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next week with some more loot picks. It's been fun. Alright, so I guess that's it for that, but it's not over. The stream is not over.